Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with the video you've all been waiting for. We are pitting Loretta the Game Changer against Cecilia the Beta Rock Hard Enduro bike. We're out here at Dry Creek. I got my kid with me, Thomas. He's gonna be riding, we're both gonna be riding both bikes. We're gonna switch back and forth and just go after it. If you guys are new here, let me give you a quick rundown. This is not an apples to apples kind of test, unfortunately. This is a 23 300 XC. This is a 24 300 RR race. Now, in bone stock form, they should about be set up for the same kind of thing. That's why the race, anyway. But I have not set them up like this. The KTM has more hair scrambly desert valving in the suspension. It's also way more expensive. Probably about $5,000 difference between these two bikes. So it's got cartridges in the forks, it's got TSB head and tune, all things I didn't have to do to the Beta, right? And the Beta was $2,000 cheaper right off the bat. So the Beta is, you know, punching above its weight right here as far as financial situation goes. But we are going to give them a fair shake. If you guys have watched most of my videos, you know I really do like the Beta and the hard stuff, but I don't love it. The motor and all that stuff, but I haven't ridden them back to back yet. So I'm excited to be out here. I'm excited to be with my kid. He's getting dressed right now. And we're just going to trade back and forth, talk about these bikes, and we're going to declare a winner at the end of all this. So make sure you stay with us for this whole thing. Now also make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, because we do own a 2024 300 XCW, which is way more set up like this. It's my mechanic Zach's bike. I will be getting that out and testing it against the Beta too. So if that sounds like fun, you want to watch a couple guys go beat some bikes up, join us. Here we go. Alright guys, we're going to start off with Thomas on the KTM and me on the Beta. We're going to fire up our Onyx here. So if you guys have Onyx app and you want this track, shoot me an email, morgan@highland-cycles.com. Going to record track. Boom. There we go. Folks, we're on the Coyote Cutoff Trail. Hope we get out some wind. This trail's definitely faster. Guys are where the old Beta without denting the radiators would have sucked. Super happy they fixed that on these 24s. Not that fixing it was all that hard, but you hate to take a hammer to your brand new bike. Yeehaw! good. Down and up. This bike likes to turn, which is awesome. What it doesn't like to do is rev. It starts to vibrate. And it runs out of power. So, I mean, once you shift up, all that power comes back, but compared to the KTM where you can just rev it to the moon. All right, Thomas Spradling, what do you think about that bike in here?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's too good.
It's it's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That bike right now is set up specifically for this stuff. Like, it couldn't be more set up for this kind of riding, guys. So, yeah. That thing is made for this stuff. It's got hair scramble valving in the suspension. It's got MX maps in the tune. And yeah, it's got Tusk T35 tires on it with moose balls. Feels planted, huh? Yeah, he's a big talker. But the Beta feels good too, guys. It feels really good. It definitely feels a little nervous when I start to pick up the pace and try to keep up with him. The front end, it's just, I think it's just the geometry of the bike. The suspension feels really good. It's soaking up all the stuff, but it just doesn't feel crazy comfortable. So we're going to switch bikes now. I'm going to make him get on this bike, and I'm going to make him ride it a little bit longer than he did the first time so he can get over the fact that it vibrates, because it does vibrate quite a bit more than that bike, and you got to ride it for about 5 or 10 minutes before you start to forget about that. So yeah, let's trade some bikes. I noticed is just how brilliant this motor is. It's so smooth. It's so perfectly tuned. Like, it just does exactly what you want it to do. And I have to jet it really good on the Beta too. And it's about as good a carbureted bike as I've ever ridden, but this is just next level. Also, the suspension is better. Both are valves with CVT specs, both very good, but this has the Del Saggio sphere inserts, and they are just brilliant. What's that?
I just said, what the heck?
What do you think?
It's a lot more talkative.
Huh?
It's a lot more talkative.
Talkative? Yeah.
You hear the suspension clicking and everything.
What do you think about the suspension?
It's fine, but as you saw, I lost the front end.
Yeah.
Because it's just not like that.
Yeah, it's nervous, right?
Yeah.
It feels like the front end's doing that. You're always kind of trying to keep it in line, whereas this just goes where you point it. For sure.
These are good handguards.
Yeah, they're sweet. I'm getting new ones for this one too.
Yeah.
I'm switching over because those are definitely the best handguards that I've ever used.
Yeah.
Those of you watching, those are Molecule Motorsports handguards. They are sweet. Yeah, there we go. Got the same skid plate on there. Enduro Engineering ones have been great, but they are definitely more flexy and they get torn up fast. So I'm trading over. I just talked to Molecule. They're sending me a set of ones for this. So I'm gonna make you ride that just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I need it.
Oh, you do your thing. We'll do part of Ewok and then we'll trade out because it's a little bit harder and slower. So you might like that more than you like it right now in the harder stuff. So
It doesn't feel very fast,
yeah, it doesn't, does it?
even though they're the same motor size.
Well, yeah, but they're not the same at all. Like this one feels way faster,
Yeah.
but still under control, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go as fast as you want. That one feels like you got to keep shifting it. Like I keep having to like, because you get it up in the upper RPMs and it just kind of, yeah. So,
Do I go that way?
yeah, we're gonna go this way. I'll lead you over to the next one. Alright guys, now we're gonna get on the Ewok Village Trail. This trail's a little tougher. You might actually like a little bit more on this trail. Also guys, that bike is running a set of Talon from Tusk, front and rear. So it's got quite a bit more grip than these P35s in the real rocky stuff. Here we go. See, this thing lugs too. The Beta probably lugs a little bit better, but this thing is incredible. How's it in that stuff?
Fine.
Fine still. Let's trade back.
It's like riding an angry hamster.
I like it. All right, so yeah, so just take this on until it stops. You'll see.
This?
Yeah, straight, and then yeah, you'll see. Oh yeah, I might have been in like 4th. All right, now get him on that thing and rock. This one definitely feels smaller. Sorry.
You didn't like roll the handlebars back, did you?
No, it's just that different.
Ugh.
I know.
I like where those are placed better than this.
Yeah, we can't do it right now, but that.
Or maybe I should just ride it and get used to it again.
I'll just ride it. Let's ride it like through the end of this trail and see what you think. We can always move them later. Alright guys, so I think what he's talking about is something I wanted to mention about this bike. When you're going up stuff, this bike, just the body position on this bike, even with my offset pegs and the Mako, whatever, this bike just makes you feel like you're forward, like you're on the front wheel. And I think that's why I like it in the harder stuff, because it, like, you don't feel like you have to hang on as much. That bike, you feel like you're kind of just hanging on off the back. And it's got 5 down, 5 back pegs, so offset, not quite as much as these, but yeah, and I think that's a big difference. Like when you gas and clutch this thing up something rough, like this right back there, it feels like it's propelling you forward, you know, on top of it. Whereas the KTM feels like you gotta hang on to it. But that's also probably why the KTM is better going fast. Just that position. You're a little more in the back seat, so it's gonna feel a little more stable at speed. Another thing is the brakes are definitely more touchy on this bike. It's just Nissan front and rear, and they're good, but they're, man, just a little too much input, as you noted. And actually, I kind of like it. It takes a little getting used to coming off of that bike, but I definitely have to less input, which I think will equal less tiring, you know. The rear, I really wish it had the S3 thing on it, like that one does, to make it a little stiffer. I do have a different clevis to take some of the play out, so we'll be putting that on here soon. That'll help. help, but I want more feedback because I got used to that with my KTM. Still blinky?
Yes.
What do you think? Did it get more comfortable after a bit?
Yeah, but I still don't know why.
You still like them? So
those feel so much better.
So I think here's the thing. I was just talking about it on the camera, but so the whole bike, this whole bike, makes you feel more far forward, right? And that whole bike makes you feel a little more back, even though they basically have the same pegs. These pegs are actually backwards a little bit from those.
Yeah.
But though it's just the geometry of the bike. So like when you're going up the hard stuff, you feel like you're hanging off the back of that, right?
Yeah.
But when you're going fast, it feels pretty good because it's like more settled and stable. But yeah, we should try moving those sometime. Not right now. It's because unfortunately, so the KTM just has one hole here.
Yeah.
And these are offset, like the clamp is offset front to back, but this has two holes, so you can move the whole thing forward, like one little bit to make it a little bit, you know, open it up, make it better. What do you want to ride? Which bike you want to ride on this next little section? That one? Okay, cool. Sweet. Let her rip. That got stuck up on this one. Oh, that got scary. It was the left one. Oh my God. Oh, that was terrifying. Okay, let's just trade for this trail, then we can.
I put the thing down.
Oh, thanks. Here. Yeah, it's good in the hard stuff, it's good in the really slow stuff, but for just like a day to day, yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but this is better. What do you think? Bar placement's good. What do you think about between this and your YZ?
YZ better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, for all the stuff, right?
YZ's faster. YZ's, or at least it feels faster since. I don't know.
I think it is. The YZs are probably faster than even this.
No, that thing's faster than
yeah. YZs are just fast though.
Yeah.
It definitely revs faster than that, the YZ.
This takes some time to get up there.
Yeah. All right.
I want to look at the petroglyphs when we get there.
Okay. Yeah.
The brakes are really good on this.
They're very good.
Very good.
Yep, they're very, very good.
What brakes do they have?
Nissan, like your YZ.
Yeah.
Same as the YZ. It's cool. I wish other people hadn't messed them up.
I know.
I wish it was just the old ones.
You can still see some.
Oh, you can see like the buffalo and the elk and stuff.
And the guy.
Yeah, the guy. left. Hear that? That was amazing. I think the Beta does it a little bit better, but that's pretty freaking incredible. You were flying on that thing.
Yeah.
I feel a little more comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That bar placement is just so good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I wish we could move these forward. I think they're in the furthest, because these things can flip.
Yeah.
I think these are as far forward as you can get them, but
it doesn't get up to speed very fast, but it's still fun.
yeah, it's got a lot of grunt.
Yeah.
Like going up those hills, like at the beginning, I think that thing's cool because it just goes. Rrr. It's like a big diesel truck, you know.
Yeah.
That creek will be impassable pretty soon. See what our Onyx says. End it.
Track that or something?
What's that? Yeah, I just tracked it.
How many miles was that?
26. If you guys want a copy of this Onyx track, send me an email, morgan@highland-cycles.com. It's one of my favorite loops.
That's fun.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
Yeah.
See, Dry Creek's awesome.
I know.
We gotta come right here more. There's less people.
It's like weavy.
Yeah, it's more like weavy. It's gonna make you way faster because if you can go fast in that, you can go fast anywhere. Yeah. All right, guys, real quick before we sit down and talk about it, you saw that Carapax foot peg take a serious shot and get hung up. It looks perfect. No change in the actual peg. That is awesome. They are burly. So let's go sit up front and talk about these things. All right, guys, that was awesome. We're hiding out in the van because it's crazy windy out there. Thomas, first impressions, what do you think about the KTM?
It's just so fast and so smooth.
Yeah, what about the Beta?
It's
It's kind of just ho-hum. I want to love it, right? I spent lots and lots of money on it. My sponsors have given me a ton of cool stuff for it. I want to love it, but I just don't love it.
You can have fun on it.
It's fun. It's a great motorcycle. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's punching out of its weight class as far as financially. It's at least a $5,000 difference between the two. It started off with $2,000 difference between the bikes brand new. And then it's got $1,500 cartridges in the forks. And then, which the Beta doesn't have. And it's got an $800 head and tune from TSP. Which I didn't have to do with the Beta, and that's about it. So maybe not quite $5,000 because the Beta is revalved, the suspension. So everything else got done to both of them. They both got revalved, so that it goes to both. They both have different tires, moose balls, all the things, guards, all that crap. So it was about a $4,500 to $5,000 difference between the two if you just had to go buy them. So that makes a big difference. I mean, if you don't have the extra $5,000, then the Beta makes way more sense. But the best way I can describe it, I was trying to describe it to different people, is that the Beta is like the '88 Toyota four-wheel drive pickup that is obviously awesome and will go anywhere, and it's super, super rad. Like, it's the coolest truck from Back to the Future. Like, just a rad truck. Probably won't break. Probably gets in more places because it's small. Again, we're talking about the truck. The Beta, same thing. It's better in the really, really hard stuff. And definitely going to be shooting some more videos on that. I shot that video yesterday, and I ruined all the footage. So it's a long story. But I botched it. You'd think as a guy who uses YouTube a lot, I'd be better at that. We will be shooting it. But the Beta, hands down, is better in the really hard stuff. Like, that's 100%. And then the KTM, its equivalent is like a brand new Tacoma. And I mean, honestly, which one do you want to drive? That's what you got to decide. And I'm not saying that everybody's going to want to drive or ride the same thing. That's the beautiful thing about dirt bikes, is that you can really get the one that you like and customize it to be like the one you like. But for me, what I like to do, I like the KTM better. Thomas, what would you choose if you had one to choose?
KTM.
KTM. If you had the option for both, would you keep both? Or would you just get a YZ in the KTM?
I'd get a YZ in a KTM.
There we go. This kid flies on a YZ250 in the desert, so that makes more sense. And it makes sense because he's actually really good in the rocks also, but he doesn't like spending a ton of time in the real slow stuff, so it makes more sense he's going to like it. I'm the same way. I like the rocks. I like the hard stuff every now and then, but the reality is I like to twist the throttle and go. And the KTM is just way more fun at doing that. So I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that have been like, I got into an argument online with a guy about the Beta, and it's funny because it shouldn't have been an argument at all because it's just my opinion, right? Like, I'm just a guy on the internet. It's just my opinion, and take it or leave it. But if you like faster stuff, if you like going faster, hitting rocks at speed and like turning hard and going fast and just hammering down, I think the KTM is a better bike. If you like the really, really nasty hard enduro stuff, then the Beta is a better bike. Now, again, you got to stay tuned and subscribe and all that YouTube-y things, because I'm going to get the XCW, which is going to be more of an apples to apples comparison with how I've set the Beta up. So the XCW is my mechanic Zach's bike. He's still training with the National Guard, so we can still just beat the crap out of the motorcycle until he gets back. So I'm definitely going to get it out in these rock crawler trails that are out here, and we'll just go back to back there also. And I think that'll be a good test to see which one of those is actually better, because again, I set the Beta up for that. So anyway, thank you, Thomas, for joining me. Guys, how do you think you did as a YouTube kid? And thank you guys for joining us. We had a ton of fun. It's always a good time riding dirt bikes. We will see you on the next one.